Want to take your camping to the next level? Then why not try glamping? Welcome to RV Glamping Adventures, where you can have a little glamour with your travel adventures. Please join your hosts, Neal and Kathy, as they share RV glamping information, RV park reviews, product recommendations, and so much more. Here's Neal and Kathy.
Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of RV Glamping Adventures with Neal and Kathy. I'm Neal.
And I'm Kathy. It's finally spring here in New York.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes, I see leaves growing
Blossoms
on the trees.
coming, which means allergies are coming.
No, that's always fun.
But whatever, it's all for the greater good. So lots going on. We're working hard and saving and getting ready and
Planning.
We've
Preparing.
got so much going on with camping season. It's begun, I think.
We've
Not
already
really officially. I always think of official season as Memorial Day weekend up here.
Yeah, that's true. But for us,
now it's warm enough.
Well,
It's
our
great.
official season began when we took our first trip a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So now we're back and saving for the next trip.
Yes.
The trip basically is paid for, but like our spending money and gas and all that good stuff. So we're going to be heading back down to Florida, but doing more than just the Disney thing. We're going a couple times this year because our oldest moved. So, we normally wouldn't be going back again, but we're doing more this time.
If he wasn't living there, there's not a chance we'd go back.
No, once is good.
Once
I
is
love
great.
going to Disney once a year. I love it, love it, love it. But it's a good base for us to, and with him being down there, it's his first year being down there, so we wanted to go see him a few more times. But we're doing a lot of things different this time. We're going to get a tow for the car, take the car down. We want to do a lot of exploring outside of, a little bit of Disney, but then I'm calling this Beyond Disney.
This is Beyond Disney.
So we'll be talking about that in another show, though. And today we thought, what would we want to talk about? I think how many shows have we done now?
This is number 53.
Wow, 53. We should have celebrated
shows.
last week when we did our...
It
was like our 1 year anniversary on the show.
Well, I would have said we could have celebrated
ready?
our 50th.
Woohoo!
Woo!
There it is.
Yay, us!
Yay, that's
Yay.
a lot of talking about RVs.
And thanks to everybody for listening.
Yes, thank you guys. It's great to know that there's people out there. We're hearing from people that listen to our show, and we're not just talking to some big dark abyss.
And they also give us feedback, and they like us. I hope you like us, don't you?
Mostly, I haven't heard anything negative, so I hope we're giving you the content you guys are interested in. And if there's something else you want to hear about, please tell us. We want to, get some feedback and hear what you guys are saying and share, and talk about those things too. So we thought today would be fun we're just sort of going over, brainstorming some topics. And I kind of said, what I would love to do a show on is what would you and I tell ourselves?
Our future selves.
What would now, I'm going this way, I'm going backwards.
We're going back in time.
What would we tell ourselves, the 2008 us?
Oh.
So we thought we'd build a show based on that. I don't know really how you give a topic to that, but things we've learned, things I wish I knew. Back in 2008.
I think that goes with life, but this is just about RVing.
Well, yeah, this is specific to RVing.
Yeah.
So, we thought it'd be fun so we actually sat there what would you tell yourself now? What would you tell yourself then with us now? What we've learned from RVing and everything. So we just started jotting down some ideas. And it's kind of, there's a lot. It's a journey. So... we've learned a lot, in life. I think that there's so many aspects of RVing that mirror life, but
RVing is a metaphor for life. That's awesome.
So we thought we would just sort of hit some topics with that. Yeah. So it was sort of fun, and it brought us a little bit down memory lane.
I think it absolutely did, and I
realize I'm getting old.
No,
it's true.
If we're going back in time, we're getting younger.
Okay.
See, think of it that way.
Well, I'm really
you're
the old
much
me
younger.
is talking to the young me. I don't know what time warp you're in, but
It's a happy place.
Okay.
Just let it go. It's a happy place.
It's a happy place. So I don't know. Where do you want to start? What would be... I know for me, the number one thing, because I know when we got that first RV, I would tell myself, do not think... So this is number one.
This is number one.
On what we would tell ourselves in 2008 when we started RVing. Number one would be, don't think this is going to be your first and last RV.
When we went to the dealership, they told us that.
Did they?
They did. They said, we're like, this is going to be our forever
we thought we were
RV.
Different.
And
this is everything we'll ever want.
They're like, don't say that, because we see a lot of people who come back and this is their third, fourth, and fifth RVs. And we're like, nope, we're going to be different.
Yeah.
This is it.
We're going to have this and pay it off and love it and live in it always.
And hold it and hug it and keep it
Yes.
safe forever.
And we were wrong.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Because we're on number 3. And
Yeah.
and here we were last show we talked about?
Yes.
The diesel we're buying next. That we think is going to be our forever home.
Well, and I just had a conversation with a guy today. He's like, I mentioned something about looking at other ones. He's like, don't. Well, that's
where
when
it starts.
That's
Don't
where
even
it starts.
talk about it.
And I said, well, how many have you had? He said 7.
Yeah.
I'm like, 7.
That's sort of and I don't know for those of you who are looking into those of you, I suppose there's the odd person out there.
Sure.
They're like anomalies in life.
One and done.
That, I can't even imagine. And God bless you, because that's probably the smartest thing ever.
It's that same person probably married their one high school girlfriend.
Maybe.
Or boyfriend.
And that's it. And they're one and done. For the rest of us crazy folk, we continue to upgrade, and we want this and we want that, and enhance our experience all the way along. But no, I would just say, I would argue with myself. I'd say, what are you talking about? This is it. I can't imagine. But no, it's not going to be your last one.
No.
And that's because why? Like, what happens?
Well, for us, within 2 years, our kids got to be 6 foot something, and there was not enough height for it. So, and within a couple more years, it just didn't fit us. The first one we went to, so we went to the next one, and then that had its issues, and then we're going to the next one, and I don't think, it's a tough.
I always feel like we shouldn't count the second, even though it was a huge learning experience, but it was a lemon. So
It was a lemon.
I felt like we really, really thought that through, much like we are right now.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't trade the experience of it. It was frustrating, and we went through. Honestly, no, did we not learn the most from the second?
Oh,
lemon?
Totally. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how to fix things.
How to deal with it.
How to deal with stuff. But so I always hate to sort of count that, and we sound sort of gluttonous that we're on number 3, and we wouldn't be.
No, we would still be on number 2.
Yeah, and I say lemon with quotations because we don't have lemon laws up here, but we had to, the dealer
pertaining
worked
to
with us
RVs.
for RVs, yeah.
So
and our dealer said, you guys, we got to fix, you can fight this. They were really supportive.
They were very supportive.
And they hooked us up. They really got us in. They did the right thing and got us into something better. But yeah, I would just say, don't think that this is going to be your last.
No.
And even without that, we would have moved on. Because I do think going even into the second one, which mirrors our third one, we're still in the Class A.
Similar.
Similar model, layout, the whole thing. But, we really thought it out and what we wanted, and we thought about bunk size and, all those kinds of things. So we were planful in it, but you just know. It has to grow with your family. I think it has to grow with the experiences that
your
you want to
life
have.
changes as well. Your needs change.
And I don't think we realized how much travel we were going to do. And that.
No, I don't think. We do a lot of travel. I was talking to, when I was over at the dealership, I was just talking to the guy how, we travel. He goes, I think you guys travel the most out of anybody we see for long. That's not full time. We go on longer distance trips too. It's for some people, it's every weekend at the campground in the town or whatever. Right. And that's great. You're getting out, you're loving it. But, for us, we tend to go, Florida, Maine, Canada.
We've been pretty
We
much
go all
all
over.
up and down the east coast of Canada, United States, and heading pretty much to almost Midwest.
Almost
and then
Midwest.
we're
Ohio's as far as we've
Ohio, and if you drew a line down, that's
about
pretty
it.
much where we've gone. So we've covered. Is that almost half, third?
I think a third of the country.
Yeah, and not up into Canada. We've done southern Ontario and up into Quebec and over and into the Maritimes. So we've really done a lot.
We've done a lot.
I think the RV has to be able to grow with you. And when you put on the miles too, I'm making a lot of excuses why we've gone through a few, but we put miles on these things.
But
so
we use it. That's the other
we
part.
do.
We use it.
I truly, my motto with RVing is if you're going to pay for it, you better darn well use it.
Heck yeah.
So that's what I would say. Number one.
That's number one.
Don't kid yourself in thinking this.
Nope.
And I think most of you could agree with me on that one. That are on your 4th and 5th RV.
And I know you're out
not
there.
alone.
You know you're out there.
We have a support group. Call us if you need help.
That's RV Glamping Adventures at gmail.com.
That's not a call, but I don't know why we say
I don't know.
But. Anyway,
so
that would be number one. Number 2
is if you think there's enough storage, there isn't.
There ain't, Neal. You got to say it there ain't.
There ain't enough storage.
Storage.
Yeah, it's huge.
Huge.
It's kind of like the more space you have, the more you'll fill.
I think back to the Winnebago that I loved,
Yeah, it was awesome.
that we started with. I mean, it has a special place in my heart because
Yeah.
that has a lot of really awesome memories, and it's where we started. And honestly, it gets crazy likes when I put that on Facebook. I'll put
it's
on like a
great.
Throwback
Yeah, it's
Thursday
cool.
thing, just this picture of this, my setup and thing, and like 200 likes happened
Yeah.
within an hour. It's like people just, I don't know, they just get
It's a
it.
cool one. I love
It was
it.
a cool one.
It was cool.
The Winnebago Access. It was great. So, yeah, I mean, you look at like that now, and you think of the storage we had. Oh my gosh,
We had a ton of storage.
We had, what?
We the opposite. We had not a lot of storage.
You've been doing that a lot
I
today.
have been.
It's like opposite.
It's opposite day.
Neil's having opposite.
I woke up on the
we
opposite
have a
side
lot
of the bed,
storage.
I think. I'm not quite
so.
sure.
We have a lot of storage right now, but that thing had a couple little weak
Yeah, it wasn't
compartments.
much.
And it had some cupboards, and it had a nice big closet in the back and the master bedroom area. But I do not know how we made that work.
I think
we did.
that big cupboard in the back is 2/3 the size
I
of
know.
what we have now. There wasn't really any storage in the bathroom, and it was just a little bit over the couch, and the spaces underneath the outside storage.
We didn't even have much of the under the bed because that was where the water tank
That's
was.
where it didn't lift. That's where the pump went.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
So, now we bring more than the whole. I mean, now it's a self-contained unit of like it really has a full basement and storage.
Oh, yeah,
And,
yeah.
We have everything.
We've
in
got our
there.
golf clubs in there.
We have everything in there. And that other thing, boy, we just like that. And it, in a way, it kind of limited us for what we could do in it because even as far as like you speak in storage, just cupboards and food.
Yeah.
The fridge was just one of the little
It was
RV
a little one of those
fridges
propane
that
electric
lasted.
ones.
You could do 2 or 3 days for
Yeah.
6 people worth of food. Are you kidding me? So we were limited in how far we could go based
Mm-hmm.
on how much we could load up. So, and that's where where I go back to first point. It was not going to be your last RV, and
No, but storage is huge when you go on these trips like we
Yeah.
do. You need to bring as much stuff with you. Like our
our
motorhome now.
Our big trip's coming up. It's 2 weeks.
But-
we're out of here. 2 weeks that we're gone.
Oh yeah.
And so
I was gonna
that's
say, what?
two.
That's
Now
cool.
we're going to have a car with us,
Yeah.
which we haven't in the past, so we can go to a grocery store versus trying to take the big RV and go to some grocery store and God knows where. This way we can at least get groceries and load up. But we would really typically try to bring 2 weeks worth of food.
Yeah.
I mean, and how do you do that?
You
in that
you couldn't
Winnebago?
before, and then also like if we're gonna say on a whim, let's go to the beach. We have all our beach stuff
Everything's
underneath.
there.
If you want to go play golf, we have our golf clubs.
Yeah.
If we've got ladders and lights
We have
and
everything.
cords
We've got since 2008's worth of stuff we collected line. We're not pack rats. Like
No.
it's all stuff we've used.
I think we're like minimalists. Really, it's all usable stuff.
I think people would disagree with that.
Well, they probably would, but whatever.
Just minimalist with an RV.
With an RV and
Yeah.
stuff.
So, space. Think about storage space, So I would have gone back to myself and slapped myself upside the head and said, seriously, girl, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
This fridge and these, the underneath thing, come on.
No.
So, yeah, that was, no. But, whatever, we made it. All of this stuff is nothing, like I said in the beginning. I wouldn't
Well-
change any of it, but
If you think about
maybe
it,
it
though,
would have saved us some trouble.
if
I'm
you
just
think,
saying.
it probably, yes,
Maybe.
I agree.
Just
but
maybe.
if you think about it, for the size of our kids at the time and the amount that they consumed,
We were taller than them. Remember that?
It was a day-
Maybe not
a long
Ian,
time ago.
But the other 3, we were
oh
taller
yeah,
than.
well, Ian's been taller than this.
So
since he
and
was
then
8.
now we're short.
Yeah.
We're the short ones. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So we thought at the time we made the storage work.
We did.
We did.
Even think about it with toys and
Oh yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So just be forward thinking. I would say to myself, think ahead. These kids are going to grow. Look at their feet, woman. Look down and look at their feet.
They do get bigger.
I mean, are you kidding me? They were how old and they had size? I mean, the 2 older ones have size 13, 14 shoes. What's Connor in right now?
11s, I
11s
think,
or
10s,
something.
11s.
He's 16. Like, we should have known.
Yeah. Oh,
Olivia's
yeah.
taller. I'm 5'7". Olivia's as tall as me.
It's
now.
like the
She's
puppy with the
13.
big paws. You know it's going
We
to get
should have
bigger.
known.
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh, no, everything's going to be great.
It is going to be our first one forever.
All right, this was Neil's big one here.
Oh, tools. That's.
We're very musical or something.
I thought
tools.
It's like whistle while you work. But that was geeky,
Rolling
right?
of eyes
okay.
over here.
All right. But when we first started, I didn't think we needed many tools. We had a warranty. We thought, I thought it was all contained. It all worked. It's great. It's all good. Until you go on your first trip and you realize I could use a screwdriver and I can use this and I can use that. And we've had a few issues where I've really needed the tools So I remember the one time in the hot water tank, I had a problem with the thermocoupler, and I knew how to fix it, but I had no tools except a screwdriver. So we had to go to a Lowe's, and I had to buy tools, and I still have those tools in the toolbox or in the RV. And now through all of our adventures and mishaps, I've collected quite a useful amount of tools. For motorhoming.
And I'm sure there's probably something we're missing, but
I think I have a sledgehammer.
I would have gifted ourselves a really, really good one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and for the record, we did have tools, but we had one tool set.
It wasn't.
And this is why, right? But this is why you really have to have your RV sort of self-contained with stuff, because you can't possibly remember to every time you go on a trip. If it's not in there, like you have to go, okay, did I do this? That's why I have a first aid kit in there. There's shampoo in there. There's this in there. During the season, it's totally self-contained, and there's so many things we don't have to bring back and forth because you're going to forget.
We totally forget.
And yes, there's stores in the road, but like, why spend the money if you can, have it and be done with it and use it for years, whatever these, like your tool set.
Oh, it's crazy.
But we had this one tool set. We would bring it back and forth between the house and the RV. And that, we forgot it.
I think we forgot it that trip. Oh,
Absolutely.
I know when you're talking.
We even had one set that also came to work with us. So that may have been the same year. And we were like, oh my God, it's at the office.
And so for my birthday that year, what did I get?
I think you got 2 tool sets, actually, from people. So, yeah, get a really good tool set. That would be one of the first things, just like you want to get a first aid kit when you're, to new drivers or whatever, you need a good tool set.
That's the year the slide broke.
Yes.
On our way in West Virginia.
What you did with a screwdriver to try to fix it.
And a butter knife.
It worked. And sometimes honestly, you got to improvise.
Yeah, I felt MacGyver-ish.
Yeah, and sometimes duct tape always saves the day. But it's better to be prepared. So, I would have gifted us a really nice, I don't know, what Craftsman or something, a good tool set.
I think that's what we have, and I've also got channel locks. I've got everything now. It's amazing.
Yeah, just because we've made, and again, if you can even, yes, we want to sort of speak to ourselves in 2008, but learn from us, people. Yeah. We've made every mistake pretty much possible. And so, I would love to be able to learn from someone, on some of this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, no, we didn't really have anybody to tell us to make sure you had tools.
We know RVs, really. Now we do.
Now we do, but
now
we didn't
have a whole
back
community.
then. No.
All right.
So what else?
I guess one thing I would say would be don't sweat about the price of gas.
No, not at all. Well,
and because we've gone through ups and downs, like the prices have been really high, up to $4 a gallon. We're not diesel, so we're gas. To right now it was under $2.
Yeah, it's a little over that now, but when we
it just went up.
I think I paid $186 on the last trip.
Right, that was crazy.
So, yeah.
But the way I look at it, and we've even asked people in the industry, like, do you sell more when the gas price is lower and all that? And you don't, because it's just a whole different way of thinking.
It's a mindset, yeah.
It's a mindset. Like, maybe you don't take what I remember our friend Steve from Colton said. He goes, maybe you don't take the $4 a gallon year. Maybe you're not going from, East Coast to West Coast. Maybe you are, but I'm just saying that would be the only difference. Like, maybe you just stay a little bit more local, or you don't go quite so far.
But people
the way
still
we look at it, though,
use it.
They do. Oh yeah, it doesn't change whether or not they're selling.
No,
I don't know if that's across the board. It's just I always thought that would make a difference.
I thought gas prices seems to influence a lot of things, from like prices in the grocery store and all that, but and shipping.
Didn't feel
but
that.
no,
they've seen all different things at this dealership that we go through.
If you break it down, though, when we had the high gas prices, I think we costed it out. And flying 6 of us to, you say Florida, because that just makes sense. But if we're flying to Florida, even at $4 a gallon, we still saved ourselves
the most we've taken. We've
$1,000,
and that was going to be my point. Like, the whole thing is, no matter what, it was still cheaper for me. Anytime I've looked at any trips and costed it out, like, was this still worth it? Versus flying hotel and more restaurants, because we still eat out and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But with having our meals mostly included and stuff like that, you can't beat it.
No,
you can't beat it. So I would say don't stress that, because that was something we bought in 2008. I think it was a little up there. It was at least $3 something a gallon up here. And New York is always as expensive as California and the rest. We all pay a little more than the rest of the world, but we're used to it. But it wouldn't change anything, and I wouldn't make it not, change my mind about going on a trip.
Exactly.
Because we'll save it somewhere else, is the way I look at it.
Yeah. But I think there was a couple times, maybe in 2008 or so, we were like, I don't know. The gas is like $4. It seems like it's going to be a lot. And we're like, well, let's just do it anyways. And
Well, it's always cheaper for us when we go down south.
yeah. Well, then it
does
went to
drop.
like $3.50, which
Yeah.
seemed like a
The most we paid,
deal.
if I could just throw numbers out there, and I can't remember what year or anything like that, but I remember the most we paid to go round trip from, let's say, New York down to Orlando was probably $1,500.
Yeah.
And that's at the high end.
That's at the high end.
We just paid, what do you think, $750?
Sex? 6. I've been doing that
Wow,
all day.
it has been a day.
It has been a day.
Let's
6.
censor that. Wow.
Beep.
Holy
6.
moly.
I think we've been doing paid $6.50.
No, I think it was more like, because we loaded up before we,
Oh yeah, I never think of the first one.
I'm just like, wow, I can't believe you just
Yeah.
said that.
And for anybody who's
This
offended
is
by
going to be
that,
our most popular episode. I'm so excited.
apologize.
They do
for-
say sex sells, but
Well, I
we're
don't know
talking
about-
gas. Whatever.
gas is not sexy. So.
No. So, we paid as low as $750. I'm going to
Maybe.
round it up a little bit
Yeah.
to as high as $1,500. I don't know how you can fly 6 people round trip for that.
No, you can't. You
And
can't.
that was our hotel.
Well, and then that's the other thing. Then when you get to your destination, you're changing your prices for your hotel.
Right.
You're lowering it huge.
We've never been able to anywhere spend only $90 a night, and this
No.
is for a high-end RV park
RV
somewhere,
resort.
not just Disney, but we go to some nice resort ones. You can't get a hotel that I would want to sleep in
Not
for
for-
6 of us for
not for
$90 a night,
$90,
and
no.
then savings from there. Anyway, so don't worry about the price of gas. There
Don't
it
worry
is.
about that at all.
Okay, you're never
Ever.
gonna be an
An
RV
RV experts. Never.
Never. It
Never.
is much like your trips. It is a journey
Yes.
to learn about RVing, like just the model you're in, and there's so many experiences that happen. We've talked about, every trip we went on, we got to buy this tool, we got to get
Mm-hmm.
this tool, we need this, we need, there's just different things you got to be, have in your back pocket, and you're always learning.
You have to be like a little, like, not just MacGyver, but flexible too. There's got to be some flexibility for experiences,
Yeah. Somehow that kind of fits into that, like as a lesson. Be flexible.
Yeah.
And you're never going to know anything. Because I remember, I was thinking back when I thought at this point, like we didn't know anything.
No, nothing.
I hadn't even driven the thing.
No.
Except for the test drive. And I don't even
I don't think you
I
did.
even
No,
drive
it was me. No, you didn't.
I think that was the second one I was test driving.
Yes.
And we didn't know anything. So, and I just wish, I'm sure then I was thinking, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm getting. I hope I like it. I don't know what I'm
Yep.
getting into. And, it's been a journey to get, and I wouldn't change again any of it, but like really, you're just going to learn as you go. You can't know enough. You're always going to learn more. You're going to drive through different circumstances with it.
And every
You're
time
gonna-
something's a little different.
Something's different.
Always a
like
little different.
one of the first things I had to do was drive through a construction zone when I was learning how to drive.
And it wasn't just a construction zone. It was
horrifying.
It was Route 15 in. We were on our way to
Pennsylvania.
Hershey, Pennsylvania. Route 15 was torn up, and there was still the speed limit was still 65, 70, and it was 2 lanes through the mountains, around curves, barriers everywhere, and big trucks passing this big RV. And you did an amazing job. I was very proud of you.
And now we always kind of laugh now because for whatever reason, whenever we travel anywhere, I always get these harrowing construction zones, and I'm like, of course this happens. I'm
Yeah.
driving, but you gain some confidence. You've got to have the humility, but you gain confidence with each experience. And you know what I've learned about all of this too is that it built confidence in me.
Absolutely,
too.
yeah.
Like I can
Yeah.
get through this stuff.
Yeah.
So, I've learned a lot about myself. You've learned a lot about yourself.
Totally. How to
and
problem
we've learned a
solve.
lot about our family.
A lot about our family. Our family, thank God, nothing hasn't happened that we couldn't deal with.
Yeah, certainly. Like we thought about this point in other people. Like, people have had some tragedies
Yeah,
with RVs.
yeah.
And that's not something anybody wants to talk about. But, and we're sorry for that. And we're just so grateful that we've been so fortunate thus far to have good trips. And we've had things happen. We've had incidences that,
Oh, yeah.
Stuff has happened. And, we've learned to band together. We've learned to overcome. And things that I used to kind of like, I remember when we got stuck in West Virginia and the slide got stuck out. I remember crying and going, oh my God, this trip
It's
is
over. It's over.
And now I feel like if that happened, I'd be like, okay, let's
Yeah.
problem solve this and get this fixed and let's move on.
Or when we locked the keys inside.
Yeah.
It was a problem
All you
solving
got to do
moment.
is find some stranger and some skinny kid. And
Really
put them
skinny
through
kid.
your fan in the ceiling and it's all good.
It's
and they
fixed.
can open the door.
It's totally fixed. See? Problem solving. But
Problem solving.
It was just, and I've also noticed, like, at least for us, our kids and our experiences have been pretty resilient through everything, too. They've learned a
They've
lot.
been probably more calm than us.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like we're stuck on the road with the slide hanging out 2.5 feet. We can't really get it in, and we're like, we can't drive like
But
this.
you know what? Like, my memory of that was like, I laugh at it now, and it seemed like our whole trip was falling apart because we planned. Like, for us, it's like we closed down our office.
Oh, yes.
It's a big deal to.
It's a big deal.
Go on these vacations, and we work really hard to make them happen. And it's, obviously it'd be like so gut wrenching to think this is what's ending my vacation.
Exactly.
And instead, everybody banded together, and we all made it happen. And I remember that being now it's something we laugh about, and we figured it out. And we ended up down in Jacksonville. They fixed it, and it didn't set us back at all.
No,
not really.
No,
a couple hours.
We went, then we made it to where we were going. Had a great trip.
And again, we've been fortunate, and we know friends that have had like tire blowouts. Like that could cause massive injuries and accidents, and you just got to look back at it and go, okay, we better check your tire pressure. We better check, for us before we go on a big trip, what do we do, Neal?
Get the tires checked every time.
We, do whatever we can.
A once around when they go on in to fill up the propane and all that stuff and check it out.
So I think it's just sort of like, you're not going to know everything, but lean back on your experiences and trust in, be prepared.
And also have an extended service plan.
Absolutely.
Some sort of roadside assistance.
National service plan.
Some sort of roadside assistance, whether it's Good Sam or AAA or something like that.
And go from there.
And
also things like know your route.
Know your route. That's huge.
GPS it. You've got apps you can use.
However,
there
are times when we've been on our travels that
what the story you're about to tell, though, makes me think we learned something from this.
We did.
Go ahead.
But I'm going to tell the story, and then you can tell what we learned.
I know.
So when we were traveling, this happens a couple different times, but I'll tell the one about the one in Pennsylvania. We followed the GPS. The GPS said traffic up ahead, turn right at the next right. So we did, because we thought it was rerouting us to get us away from this and back on our course. And we wound up going up a hill, around the bend, through a residential neighborhood, and
horrifying.
Wound up actually
were hitting the top of the RV.
Oh, it was awful.
I'm thinking about the air conditioner.
Very scary to drive because there wasn't enough room.
Yeah.
And then when we got back to our route and we pulled up in front, we were behind the person who was behind us.
Yeah. So, and that's what I was going to say. You know what I learned from that? I don't know that I would do that again.
No,
like when it reroutes you.
No, I never listen to it.
I don't know. We tend to try to look ahead of the traffic line. You can get like a red line, like just
to
see what's going on.
I don't listen to it. I'm just like, okay, we'll sit here and wait. I'll sit and wait because that was ridiculous.
It was a crazy trip. We had a lot of that. We need to take a quick break.
Okay.
We've been gabbing for so long. Got a couple people we need to mention about their products, and we'll get back to you.
My RV Destinations. It's a site you can use to rate RV resorts, campgrounds, attractions, restaurants, and more. Let fellow RVers know where to go and what to do while they're in town. It's an excellent resource for all RVers. Check out myrvdestinations.com.
Colton RV creates fantastic memories that will change your life forever. Have you dreamed of getting into glamping in your own RV? Colton RV can help you take that step into the future with a new or used RV. Talk with a Colton RV team member online, by phone, or in person and see hundreds of RVs, from tent trailers to motorhomes and everything in between. It's all about great selection, unequaled service, and low prices. Open late at 2 convenient locations, one in Tonawanda and one in Orchard Park, New York. Now is the time to see the future at Colton RV.
And we're back, and we've been talking about things we would have told ourselves in 2008 when we first started, or things we wish we would have known.
That is a very long title.
It's a big title.
Things we wish we knew way back when.
When we first started RVing.
Okay, there you go. All right, so where were we at? We were talking about you're never going to be an RV expert.
No.
Okay, it's a journey. You need to learn every day, just like in life, learning all the time. All right, so what else? Okay. I would say for me, because I put a lot of pressure on myself to make sure, as the planner.
You do plan.
I do. I'm the planner.
You're the planner.
It's good to be Neal. I'm just saying, just to sort of go through life happy, and he's a great guy, and I'm lucky to have him.
And incredibly good looking too.
We're a great team.
No,
but yeah, sure. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
thanks.
But for the most part, I put a lot of pressure on. Like I was talking before the break about. Sitting there, when the RV broke and I'm crying, it's over. In the beginning, I used to try to make every trip so perfect because it was so important, so special, getting the family together, doing these things
Taking
together.
time off. We had to arrange our schedule. It was a lot. It's a lot of work.
And I just felt like, I don't know, this pressure to make this trip perfect.
Yeah.
And the bottom line, and I would say this to myself, and again, smack myself upside the head and say there's no perfect trip.
No, no matter what you put into it, all
Stuff
trips
happens.
Yeah, and it, like our last trip, it was a great time. We had a great time with the kids. Can't control the weather. It rained.
Weather sucked.
Yeah, you can't control that.
No.
We went down to the Outer Banks. It was a great, beautiful
It was
place.
40, a couple of years ago, it was 40 degrees with 60-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, supposed to be in the 70s.
Who would think
it
that?
wasn't.
What
but
happened
whatever.
in April?
Yeah.
I guess that can be questionable.
Yeah,
but
but
that cold,
still,
really?
That was cold.
So I think you just, again, you talked before, Neal, about being flexible. So I think
have to be flexible.
I think that RVing, because I could be pretty type A OCD.
Yeah, me too. I wish I would have told myself just to
just chillax.
Chill.
Yeah.
Just chill. It's okay.
And I think what RVing has done for us has made that happen.
Yeah.
Like, we're way more relaxed. I mean, we work hard to play hard and all that stuff. We're intense in what we do in our profession and providing for our children and doing all those things. But when it comes time to RV, I'm so laid back and chill.
Yeah.
I'll bet you the kids even see me like a different person because I'm just happy. Like, it's my happy place.
Yeah, I mean, something that's actually happened over the last couple of years is when we'd go on a trip or do something and be, okay, let's do this, and we'll do this, and we'll do this. And now it's like, what do you guys want to do?
Yeah.
And I feel the same way. It's like,
and they're getting older too, so I want them to have a say in it. I
absolutely.
don't want to dictate all that. Like,
but some of
when they're
that's-
younger, you do that. Like, when you're the planner, you kind of like, because everybody looks to you. What are we going to do? What's next? And you're like, oh, I don't know. So I would be this planner, but now I'm like, what do you guys want to do? Like, let's.
But
they're
there are
adults
some
now.
people who are always the planners in their family.
Yeah.
That's just who they are and what
I
they do.
don't-
And I think, honestly,
I don't want
RVing
that.
has chilled you up.
Yeah,
And
but
me
also,
too, because
but
I'm less
also,
anal about stuff.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think it's because the kids are getting older, and my role, I believe, as parent, is for them to.
I agree.
They need their own
Yeah.
brains.
Yeah, well, that's how we do it. Yeah,
And some are adults now,
Yes.
and we're raising adults. So I believe, as raising adults, they have a voice.
we
Especially
have
at
adult
the ages.
relationship with our children, so it's totally different.
So yeah, we're in a different place. That
Yeah,
I want it to be
totally.
something we all agree on, because I want this to be something we're going to be doing for years to come. So if it's something they feel like I'm, the Gestapo trip planner, that's not fun for them. I want them, like, everybody looks to me still like, all right, what are we doing? I'm like, all right, guys, look,
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do?
Yeah.
General consensus, and we go for that. So
But I think this RV lifestyle that we've adapted with our traveling, and still, we have our family still coming with us at 22, 19. They still take time off of work and come with us to do things, where other kids are maybe going with their friends, or so they have friends who just don't travel with their parents at a certain
Yeah.
age.
So
Ours still
I think
do
we've
it.
done a good job.
So, and I honestly think that's because we relax when we're away. We do relaxing, fun stuff. And
I think
they're
they do
chill.
because they get free food, but okay.
Listen, I'm telling myself it's
a
because
free
of that.
trip, is what I'm thinking.
Well,
but I
that's
know they
true.
really enjoy. No, they really enjoyed the time, and I'm hoping that we're just continuing this for years to come, even if it's once a year with the kids as they get older with their spouses and things like that. But it really has taught us, I think, to go with the flow, because we've had, like we talk about this journey, we've had so many different things happen. We've learned so many different things. We go with the flow. We're more flexible. And I think what makes our family work so well, because everybody's like, oh, you guys are such a great, like we do. We get a lot of
We
compliments
get a lot
on
of
our family,
compliments, and
which
we really
is
appreciate
flattering.
it. Yeah, it's awesome.
Friends and whoever. And I think it's because overall we just have a sense of humor.
Totally.
Nobody can laugh more at themselves than we can.
Oh yeah, and our kids will easily laugh at us.
Oh,
So
easy. I mean, we give them material.
Yeah.
So you just got to laugh. I mean, I've learned to do that, and stuff is going to happen, and you'll overcome it, and you'll figure it out. And RVing helps you to do that. So I would just tell myself to relax, and everything's going to be okay.
I think actually for me, I know that I can be kind of intense too. I mean, we both.
Actually, I think it's really funny because Neal and I were, we work together. We're best friends, and people think that I think I'm the more intense one.
No, it's
but
me.
It's so much more you.
Oh, it's
like
totally
people have
me.
no idea.
It's totally me. I'm not prone to anger and stuff like that, but I'm more like
You're more particular.
I'm more particular. Why? Well,
And when
don't touch
things-
that. Don't do this.
No, when things don't go like planned,
Oh, I get a little. Well, if the plans
there's like
changed,
a twitch starts.
plans-
There's like a tick.
what I've noticed is as the kids have gotten older and as I've RV'd more and had these experience with the family and doing what we do, I can go with it more. Like
You are better.
I'm like
You are.
relaxed. Like you want to touch that, go touch it. I don't care. Like you know, in a couple of years ago, it would have drove me
It's
crazy.
even though, like, because I would say your thing is more like a control thing, because, like, it's a silly little thing.
Stupid
Last
thing.
year, when one of the things we do in our setup was putting up these lights, at the end of the awning,
Yeah.
and Connor wanted to do it. I'm like, let him do it. And that was so hard for you.
But now,
And now-
who does it?
You love that you don't have, like,
he's
this is
awesome.
why we had kids, so
Yeah.
we don't have to do this stuff.
And he does an excellent job.
Yeah,
He
so
like
it's like
spaces them out
letting
even
go
when-
and
yeah.
trusting and letting them be a part
I think
of
he
it.
actually does a better job than I do.
The ultimate goal for me in all of this, besides, the
Have them
here and
pay for
now
us?
and enjoy, that they do this with their families.
Yes. And you know what? We've had conversations with them individually that they've said they would possibly do this kind of stuff.
Well, some version of it. I don't know. Like, I know Mitchell.
Mitchell won't
he
ever buy a big
says
motorhome.
Won't ever buy a big motorhome.
No,
But,
no.
they all.
But he
will
wants to travel with his family.
Yes, and that's a great thing.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we've instilled that, and we've had so many memories and so much laughter.
Oh, yeah.
And gosh, it would be such a different existence without all these memories in our
yeah, totally.
in our past. They're like, and more to come. All right, so that would be it. There's no perfect trip.
There's no perfect trip.
So relax, Kathy, 2008. All right, so the other thing that I say to people on Facebook all the time, like, I'll put a picture up, and again, I'm not like putting things up like, oh, look at me, look what I have. It's like to inspire. Like,
No, honestly, if you know you, that is not you.
it's really to inspire, and
You're
whatever your dream
inspirational.
is, it doesn't have to be a Class A model, whatever.
No.
Is it camping with your family? Is it going to Europe? Whatever.
It's going into a beach. And
Take a weekend to go
whatever.
to somewhere. If this is the
Have an
Baseball Hall of
adventure.
Fame. I don't care. Whatever it is, do it, because
Yeah.
you don't know if you have tomorrow. And I really believe, and I'm telling you, we live off one income. Neal and I work really hard, and we've come through really, really tight times. 2008 wasn't a great financial year for us.
No, there's a lot of things that changed. There's a lot
Yeah.
of financial uncertainty in the world, and it actually trickled down to even us.
Yeah. And so it's
Like, you'd think your healthcare provider wouldn't feel it, but people,
no, right.
it changed.
But we made priorities in our life that enabled, like, we just decided what was important to us, and that was family time. And I just really believe, just globally, the statement I would say to myself, if you believe it, you can do it. Like,
If you believe, you can achieve.
yeah, just I
like
live
that,
my
actually.
life. Like, I
Totally
really
same
believe
here.
in, just sort of visualization, like positive visualization, vision boards, putting that picture
Goals.
up, goals, but
Yeah.
like that, putting those pictures up of what your goal is, specific stuff, like really, like, here's what I'm looking to do, and really figure out what it is in life for yourself. And I really think we did do that.
We
in
totally,
2008.
yeah, absolutely. It was
Because
like,
I still, to this day, we always laugh, like, I don't even know how the bank gave us the money to
yeah, but we had a
That
plan.
must have been desperate times.
We had a plan. We saved. We did what we had to do, and it worked.
And we continue to do
Oh,
that.
we still do.
And this is
Yeah.
a priority. And we didn't know, like, you think of all the trips that we've done
Yeah.
and everything. I didn't know, like, to get the point this year that we're taking as many trips as we are, when you just shift your priorities and you visualize it and you believe it, you just, to me, it's like you just sort of put that out there to
Absolutely.
the universe. If you're a religious person, you can pray on it. Whatever it is, put your belief in that, and you really can make it happen.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah.
and again, that's where we come from with trying to inspire.
And be grateful then too when
Being
it
grateful
happens.
and in the moment.
Yeah.
And just enjoying, because really, I think that's what life's all about.
Absolutely. And
I
I
think,
think-
we had to. I mean, obviously, in 2008, we knew that, and we made something happen. But we've continued to grow and have so many more experiences. So I don't think we knew how. It's limitless.
And that's
It's
what,
limitless.
and I would think, like, looking from our 2008 selves, I don't think I wouldn't have thought personally. I can't speak for you because your mind works amazing.
There's smoke always coming out of my ears.
She's thinking, and I'm reading comic books. It's like, wow,
No, for real, that really
it
happens.
totally happens.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think
Or you're playing Bejeweled Blitz.
I'm getting good at it finally. But it's taken me 5 years, but I'm getting better.
Yeah.
But I really think that it's like one of those things, like, if you think about it, and I wouldn't have thought this back then, what this would have meant to us as a family, what this would have meant to my life, my own personal life and growth, and your life and your growth, and how it's kind of evolved. And I would have thought that it wasn't possible, but I've learned over the years that if you believe it, it could happen. You put it out there, it will happen. You have to make it. You just can't sit back and wait for it to happen. but you can make goals and make
So
it happen.
I really urge you guys to go look what you're reminding me right now, and I appreciate your words. They're really inspiring, for real. But it makes me think of the kids showed us this on YouTube. What's the actor's name, Neal? If you believe it, just
Shia
do
LaBeouf.
it. Shia LaBeouf. Google Shia LaBeouf. Just do it.
That's
and
awesome.
If that doesn't motivate you,
Yeah.
I don't know what is hysterical.
Except sort of the flexing part I didn't
Yeah.
get. But
To me, it's just funny. Shia LaBeouf, just do it. That will get you going.
and as funny as it is, it actually makes a lot of sense.
It really does.
It makes a lot of
I'm not
sense.
sure if he's crazy or not,
No.
but that one video,
He did a great
is
job
great.
on that.
You
Yeah,
know,
that
it's
was good.
basically get off your hiney and do it.
Just don't wait for it to happen. Things happen. If you take it in the moment, you make it happen.
Yeah,
And I agree.
It's so true. I mean, honestly, we think that way. Like, I don't believe anything's going to happen magically. You
No.
have to really make things happen. But I do believe in the power of putting it out to the universe.
Oh, absolutely.
And when you start an idea and you think about it and you kind of plan it and you investigate and you research it, you almost are like planting a seed.
Mm-hmm.
And once you've planted a seed, it sows.
And then you fertilize it by talking about it.
And
you ever
then,
notice that?
you know what? And don't just talk about it. It's more than just talking about it, but you're putting it out there to the universe. I hope I don't sound too far out there, but I really think this. Like,
no, I agree.
and then suddenly you're making decisions based on that goal that you set. And this is how we've done everything that we've done. Like, we're not rich. Trust me,
No,
we're not.
no.
We've got 4 kids. You know, one income, and we make it work. So I just really believe that. So do a lot of positive thinking, and and really think. Don't limit yourself. Don't put a glass ceiling on as far as you can go. And I know for me, I would have said, I thought, wow, we can do this, this, and this. And we've done so much more. And our goal ultimately is Alaska. Like, I don't know what I'll do after that. I'll have to come up with more goals. But I've got
We'll be
big
going to
goals for us.
Hawaii.
Well, that too.
That's possible.
I've just got lots of goals, and I don't know that I get to come back around here again. I want to enjoy every minute of it.
Something I've learned in
See
my
with my
time
own
with
eyes.
you,
Yeah.
time with you, is you can achieve anything you think about. You're one of those people, and I mean this, that puts it out there, and you can make things happen.
I can. Well, we do it together. I don't know. The microphone's shaking.
Oh, that's probably me. But I just think it's like one of those things. Like since we've been together, it's been unimaginable the things we've been able to do.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't have thought those years ago that we'd be doing what we're doing now.
And I just feel like those kinds of things have happened for us, and you're supposed to share that with other people,
Yeah.
and hopefully infect others with that kind of positive energy.
And that's
I
what
mean,
this
that's
is
what
all
we
about,
do
too.
at that's
Yeah.
what we do at the office.
That's
That's
what we do in
who
the
we
office.
are and why we're here. So just set some goals in motion for yourself. And I would definitely say, above it and beyond,
Oh, yeah.
to myself in 2008, you
Absolutely.
will have no regrets.
None.
Because I was terrified.
No. You were terrified.
I was acting like I was, oh yeah, this is a good idea, and I researched it and all that. But the part of me is, okay, I don't know really how to drive this, and gosh, I hope we can make this all work, and that it's going to be a good way to vacation.
I was not scared about driving it at all. I was scared about everything else. And, and we figured it out. And the kids have grown up doing it, and they love it. And, more than anything, we've got them to be travelers. And that's the best thing I think you can see is when someone's a
they've
traveler.
gotten an education from beyond the books at school.
Oh, yeah.
And they can, like when they were learning about
Colonial
U.S.
stuff, we went to
history,
Williamsburg.
we were in Williamsburg,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh my gosh!"
They put a face to it.
Yeah,
You
and
got
New
to
York
see it.
City even.
Yeah.
We went on this a tour, and they talk about the architecture, and I think it was Mitchell at the time was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm learning about this right now," and it was like it came to life. History came to life, and now our son's going to school to be a history teacher.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that didn't have something to do with it. So I would definitely say, gosh, there's no regrets.
There's no regrets.
None at all.
None.
Not one.
If you think about it, the money you spend.
Maybe I wish I traveled more than
Yeah.
we've even done. But,
Yeah.
we
I don't know
what
how we
can
could
do.
Yeah, you have to fit
We
it
have
in
to
with
afford
your.
it.
Yeah, you have to be able
Again,
to
there's got
afford
to be
it.
realistic goals.
You got to fit it in with your schedule and what you can do, but
Yeah.
I think there's not even a little bit.
Not even a
Financially,
little bit.
it's just money,
Yeah.
and
You can't take it with you.
No,
And we're not irresponsible about
No,
it.
absolutely
We
not.
budget.
No.
Go
We're
back
good.
on some
We're
of the
good.
other shows and blogs that I've done. We budget to make this all happen. Okay, but more than anything,
yeah.
thing I would what would you tell yourself? This is yours.
I would say if you think this is going to be fun when you start in 2008, you have no idea how much fun it's really going to be.
Yeah.
I
We've
wouldn't
had
have seen it.
Great times. I just feel privileged to have been able to do all the things we've done and the laughs we've had and how it's, we've said it today, how it's brought our family together,
Mm-hmm.
how we've grown, how they've been educated, we've been educated. it just opens your eyes.
I mean, one Class C motorhome on Mother's Day that I was not prepared for at all led us to another motorhome, unlimited vacations with our kids and experiences, and then you can look at pictures we've taken and watch them grow. It's led us to an opportunity to be on a TV show that was national and still around.
Write a book.
We now have the podcast. We've been on radio shows. We've
Articles,
got you guys listening to us.
Articles and magazines.
Facebook is nearing 10,000 likes,
We're
and we're so
close.
grateful for that and happy. But it's crazy. And product review videos and the experience and the people we've come up with, it's
People
incredible.
we've met. It's just, I don't know. There's no words.
Where our
There's
life
no
has gone
words.
from one, not even small, I can't say it's
It
small.
feels like our world was so small to now it's just so much bigger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, oh, totally.
And
yeah.
we're just having fun.
Yeah.
We're just having fun. And that's what we're here to, just to inspire you guys to find your dream and go for it. And, but you're going to learn a thing or two along the way.
Oh, it's going to be, and you're going to have fun with it.
And
you're going to get frustrated.
You're going to look back at yourself and be like, "Oh my God, I was so stupid."
And it's so happy.
It's so happy,
It's
though.
so happy.
And we've come a long way,
Yeah,
haven't we?
we sure have.
How do they get a hold of us?
You can reach us at email rvglampingadventures@gmail.com. You can check us out on Facebook at RV Glamping Adventures. You read Kathy's excellent blogs on www.rvglampingadventures.com. Look for under the blog heading. And you can also check us out on Twitter at RV Glampers. And the last one, I think, is Pinterest at RV.
Oh, I haven't even been on that.
Not Pinterest, Instagram. Instagram.
Yeah, I'm trying to build that up, so check us out on Instagram.
Pinterest was...
No, I don't understand Pinterest. Anyway, you guys have a great week. We'll talk to you next week.
Take care.